In this episode of Community Conversations, we're highlighting the 10 exceptional high school students who stepped into the heart of local government as part of the Mayor's Summer Job Program. Selected through a competitive application process, these interns embarked on a season of hands-on learning, professional development, and community engagement. Throughout the summer, the interns immersed themselves in real-world municipal work, gaining practical skills in teamwork, communication, leadership, professional etiquette, and customer service. Each day offered new opportunities to learn how city departments operate and how public service directly impacts the Laurel community. I spoke with the interns towards the end of their internships and asked them to reflect on their time spent serving the community. Can we get started with introductions? Could you all please go around and introduce yourselves, the departments that you interned with, and the high school that you are going to, starting with Allison.
Hi, my name is Allison. I'm at the Department of Public Works, and I'm going to into my senior year at CMIT Academy.
All right. Next up is Taylor.
Hello, I'm Taylor. I worked at the Office of the Mayor, City Administration, and the City of Clerk, and I'm going to my junior year at St. Vincent Pallotti High School.
All right. Also 3 departments. That's a lot. All right. Next up.
Hi, my name is Gabriella. I'm interning at the Department of Economics and Social Services, and I'm going into my junior year at Eleanor Roosevelt High School.
All right. We've got a nice spread of talent from a lot of different schools in Prince George's County. Next up.
Hello, my name is Justin Adams. I'm interning at the Communications Department, and I'm going to my senior year at St. Vincent Pallotti High School.
All right. That is awesome. We got 2 students so far who go to Pallotti. All right, next up. Oh, we got another one.
My name's Arthur Somerville. I'm interning for the Department of Public Works, and I'm going to my sophomore year of Reservoir High School.
Okay, apologies. I thought you went to Pallotti. My misassumption. Next up.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Somerville, and I'm interning for the Department of Information Technology, and I'm going to my freshman year in Reservoir High School.
Oh, wow. Freshman year. So you're like fresh in. All right, next up.
My name is Prince. I intern in the Communication Department. I'm going to my freshman year at Eleanor Roosevelt High School.
All right. So we've got 2 incoming freshmen so far. Next up.
Hi, my name is Daniela, and I interned for the Fire Marshal and Permit Services, and I'm going into my sophomore year at Laurel High School.
All right. Laurel represent. And finally.
Hi, my name is Rahima Brown, and I intern in the Department of BABS, and I'm going to my junior year at Laurel High School.
All right. 2 students from Laurel High School. And for those who do not know, BABS stands for Budget and Personnel Services. So, starting again with Allison, what inspired you to participate in the Mayor's Summer Job Program?
So this is my second year doing it. Last year it was to get some more work experience. And then this year was also the same thing. It was kind of a mix of a lot of other jobs weren't hiring because you didn't have work experience. So I was like, oh, I might as well just come back so I can get some more work experience so that I can apply to other jobs during the school year.
And have you interned with the Department of Public Works before, or was this your first time interning with them?
This was my first time. Last year I worked in the Department of Emergency Management.
All right. So, Taylor?
For me, this is also my second year working here, and I kind of wanted to work here just to learn more about the city, because last year I worked in the same department, and I got a feeling of just what the city administration does and the clerk and then the mayor's office. But this year I kind of learned more about their role in the city. Like the city administration does a lot for the city, making sure that all the residents are okay, and the clerk does all the behind the scenes, and then the office of the mayor, he does a lot for the city. So that's why I wanted to come back here.
And it gave you a new appreciation for everything that went on in the city?
Yes.
All right. I love it. So next up.
This is also my second year working here. My first year I worked in the Department of Public Works, and I kind of wanted to hip hop around the different departments because in the future I want to be a civil engineer. So I wanted to learn about what it takes to make a city, what it takes to run a city, What plans do you have to do years in advance in order to make a city functional? And I've learned that across the 2 departments that I've worked in so far.
That is awesome. And you want to be a civil engineer as like your occupation, as your job in the future?
Yeah.
That is awesome. And no better place to do it than locally. All right. So, Justin.
Yeah, if you couldn't already tell, I'm not with the mayor's summer job program.
I mean, you are wearing an entirely different shirt than everyone else. So what makes you so special?
I come from the 13th Man organization.
Okay.
And when I took part in their Leadership Academy program, and when we're done with it, we get to pick certain jobs that interest us. And this is one of the places that I wanted to go. I do have a merit badge. I was a Boy Scout. I had a merit badge in photography, videography. So I felt like this was like, nature for me. Easy. It was pretty easy.
Yep. And as someone who is also in the communications department, seeing you grow and seeing how excited you are when you've gone on, you call them field trips, we call them going out in the field, but seeing you do all of that and seeing your excitement about it has been truly special.
Yeah, but I am thankful because I learned a lot more than I thought I would. I can't lie.
That is great to hear.
It's been amazing here.
That is awesome. Okay, Arthur.
Hello, what interests me about doing the mayor's summer job program is that in the future I definitely want to be some sort of engineer, mainly electrical, and you do that in DPW. This is also my second year working here, and I really like the environment and just like the overall like vibe of the program. So that's why I came back, and I decided to do it again. And being able to work and to see what goes behind their city to make it work was very cool. That's why I did this.
That is awesome. So this was your second year. Jeremiah, you and Arthur are brothers. This was your first time doing it. What attracted you? Was it just, oh, I'm doing what my brother does?
It's multiple, kind of because my brother was doing it too, so I knew what it was like he like did it before me, so he could like tell me what it was like, because last year he did IT and this year I'm doing IT too. So I went for it, and also I wanted to get some more experience and like knowledge under my belt about like working in jobs so it can help me get like more jobs in the future and like the jobs that I want.
Absolutely. And no one realizes just how important IT is for the structural integrity of everything. Companies, cities, there's a lot. Okay, Prince.
I entered here this year because my mom wanted me to, and I like to make my mom happy because she's not happy.
At least he's honest.
Yeah. If she's not happy, I don't really do much, and it makes me happy when she's happy. So yeah.
All right. Again, at least he is honest. But again, it's been great to see you, because you've been interning with the communications department, sort of come out of your shell and been able to discover a lot of new things about the city, and also how to be better at communicating in a lot of different ways. So it's been great to see you grow.
Thank you.
Daniela?
What inspired me to do this program was in class, my teacher had mentioned it and she was encouraging students, like everyone, to apply. So I applied because I really wanted to. And I just wanted to always learn how to make myself some money, to buy my own little things, and learn how to be financially responsible.
That is awesome. And last but not least, Rahima.
What made me inspired to join the Mayor Summit program was just learning about what our local government do on a day-to-day, and just having more understanding and respect for other people who does this for a living. Like a 9 to 5, like that's a lot, even with every other responsibility.
It absolutely is. All right. Also, just out of curiosity, show of hands here. Who is this your second time for? All right, handful of people. So now I'm just going to start with Allison again, but this question is once again directed for all of you. It's probably going to be a bit difficult, but describe a day in your life as an intern.
It's kind of tedious. I kind of do the same thing. I've been doing the same thing for the past couple of weeks. So I pretty much just go in. I start scanning paper so that everything can be pretty much more digital, and that we can get some of the paper out of the office. And then I rename all of those files and then send them over to Kate and Anna. And then that's pretty much what I've been doing. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes tediousness is important.
Yeah.
Especially considering that everything needs to be converted to digital files.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Taylor, I can tell that since you intern with 3 departments, the mayor, city administrator, and city clerk, that there's no typical day in your life. Can you describe it?
So my day does rotate because on certain days I'm with different departments and everything. But just in general, a typical day looks like for all 3 departments is probably sending off mail, or I'm scanning documents like for the clerk's office, or specifically for the clerk, I'm going through the archives, making sure all the inventory is there. For city administration, I'm making posters and campaign flyers for the farmers market, or writing articles for emergency management. So that's like in general what I do on a typical day.
Nice. So that just covers quite a breadth of stuff. Gabriella?
I go into my department at 9 a.m. and some of my coworkers are lovely enough to make me coffee in the kitchen. They also bring in pastry sometimes, so I enjoy that.
That's nice.
Before I start working, I usually go to the copier room. I print a lot of documents like foldables. I fold them. I attend the meetings within my department. I listen to the new plans that they're making, like building new grocery stores and making more places accessible. So my day also fluctuates as well.
That is nice. And it's also super nice that they make you a cup of coffee every day.
Yeah.
Justin, I don't know if you're a coffee drinker, but what is a day in your life like?
Oh, no, I'm not a coffee drinker, sadly. So I come into work at 9 a.m., right? I say good morning to Leslie. She's at the front. I go around all the rooms. I say good morning to you guys. So I wait till 9:15. So me and Prince go to the huddle, right? We get you guys have your jobs for the day. We have ours, and occasionally if we have a live studio or we're out in the field, you'll sometimes take us, or we'll just do our own thing. It might be about it. You know? It's not the same thing. It usually it's randomized every day,
Absolutely.
But I always have fun doing it anyway.
It's always fun to have you around because you bring such energy to the studio in the back.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Arthur.
Yes, I would say that my day is actually pretty relaxing. So I get in at 9. Usually, my coworker PD. So I'm on the inspector side. So we go around to different construction sites to inspect them and make sure that everything's up to date and going smoothly and on track. And then from there, I would say, would fix any problems that's going inside the city. Let's say, I don't know, a street light's not working. We would ring that in, or if it's small enough, we'll do it ourselves. And then I go back at 12, and that's pretty it. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so just for everyone keeping track at home or wherever you guys are watching this, Allison usually does the administrative stuff, and Arthur is the one that is more out in the field, taking care of a lot of different stuff that DPW, Department of Public Works, does. Meanwhile, his brother, Jeremiah, what is a typical day in your life as an intern like?
In IT, there's really no typical day. I feel like every day is different. There's something else going on. Like today, I was working on phones, what I haven't done before. But a really typical day, I'll come in at 9 a.m., clock in, get water, then I'll wait for tickets to pop up on the computer. Then we usually we fix computers, monitors, PCs, printers, anything that's in the county, in the what is it called? I forgot the name. In the city of Laurel. Mm-hmm. But we work on that around county, and yeah.
All right. So for those of you who do not know, the tickets that he is describing is just like when someone says, "Help, something that I'm working on is broken. Can you please come and fix it?" Or sometimes people like me just come around and say, hey, could you please help us out? And they don't submit a ticket at all. Mm-hmm. So that is also something that you deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for outing myself. Prince, what is a day in your life like as an intern?
I'll come in and I'll probably say like around 9:15, we have a huddle meeting with Miss Natalie. And then I find out what I'm going to be doing for the day, which could be recording inside the studio, working on a project, or going out and recording, which is my favorite thing to do.
It's always fun to go out and record. All right, Daniela.
Well, I'll start off by saying that most of the time it does get a little boring, but sometimes they make me go on inspections, and sometimes I do stuff on the computer. But when I do the inspections, we look at buildings and construction sites, but it's rare. Yeah, and only sometimes I do stuff on the computer like spreadsheets.
Okay, so again, a day in your life as an intern fluctuates a bit. And Rahima?
I would say a day of will probably be me coming in, logging into my computer, see if I have any emails, and then I'll piggyback off of what somebody else said, mainly like making paperwork digital and just filing them and putting them away. But on Fridays, like somebody else comes in and takes my spot, so I'll mainly be doing archives on Fridays.
Okay, good to know. So, what was something new that you guys learned about local government or community work, especially the people who this is their second time working with the Mayor's Summer Job Program? Allison?
The biggest thing that's kind of like I learned or that's new is how much goes on behind the scenes. Like last year, it was like a more smaller department, so I didn't know what like how to manage the whole city, like and all that kind of stuff. But this year I've kind of seen like all of the stuff that goes into like new streets and all of like the lights and all of that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool to see like all the little things that go on behind the scenes.
That's really nice. Taylor?
For me, I would also say the same thing that Allison said, just learning more about the city. Like for city administration, I didn't know about all the stuff and all the planning they did. For example, like 4th of July or for the Laurel's Farmers Market on Main Street. Like I just learned more about what they did behind the scenes and how much to their day-to-day lives they make sure that all the residents are okay and everyone in the city is okay.
Gabriella, what do you have to add to that?
I learned a lot about businesses because businesses is what runs the city. And I was able to connect that to my work last year. So I learned about what you're permitted to do, what you're not permitted to do. You can't paint your house pink on a random Sunday. Like you have to go and you have to get it approved. And I was able to connect that to last year working in Department of Public Works because I was reviewing some of those permits. So I put 2 and 2 together. So everything is pretty interconnected. It's like a big spider web. And I think it's very inspiring.
That's actually a great way to describe how everything in the city goes on. And one of the main ways that stuff gets out to the citizens is through the communications department. Justin, what was something new you learned?
Can I ask a question? Do you mean in our specific department or just
about local government or city work in general?
Okay, yeah, news is definitely harder than it sounds. Like you see like ABC, CNN, MSNBC, they do that every day like flawlessly, but they probably do like edits and stuff. I didn't know you could do live news edits. Like obviously you do the interview before it gets out on TV, but then I thought you had to do it like in one take and then that's it. I didn't know you had to edit, change lighting, or maybe crop stuff out. Yeah, it's definitely harder than it sounds.
Absolutely, and there is a lot that goes into it. Arthur?
Well, I would say that
something I've learned about local government or community work.
So that I learned about the local government and community work would say that working in DPW, especially because we're the ones who maintain the city, I got to see a lot of the people outside maintaining the city And even though, because the city's so big, you don't see them, but because I'm always kind of working there, I see them all the time. And I see how much work goes behind to maintain the city, and that DPW isn't just hands-on, that it's also like technical and it's online to help maintain the city, and it is a wonderful thing to see. And yeah, that's what I've learned.
It's really nice to hear how much DPW really makes the city go round, how much all these departments make the city go round. Jeremiah?
Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. What was something new that you learned about the local government or community work in general?
One thing that I learned different about it was really like everything that goes on behind the scenes. Like I thought IT was going to be way harder than I thought. I thought they were going to be like cracking into like the computers and all that.
Thought it was going to be like Mr. Robot. That's probably a dated reference at this point.
Yeah, but it's like way easier. But there's so much like going on. I always wondered what's like, what are like the people doing in the government, kind of stuff like that. I don't know the words for it, but what's going on like behind the scenes. There's so much that I still don't like know about, but I learned a lot.
That is incredible to hear. All right, Prince, same question for you. What was something new that you learned about local government or community work?
I didn't realize how much each department really does. Like, for instance, communications. Like, before working here, I didn't realize they run the social media website, the YouTube channel, and yeah, I just didn't realize how much work every department does.
Every department, like you said, Gabriella, is a spider web. And honestly, that is a great analogy. Daniela?
Something new that I learned while working here was that like you kind of have to do, okay, hold on, let me say this again. When you want to do something, like for example, making a porch on your house or running a business, you have to get a permit for that. Mm-hmm. And obviously I knew that, but there's just a lot of things you need to get a permit for. So I thought that was really interesting. And how fire codes, they're really interesting. I didn't really know much about that. So yeah.
Just as a way to keep the community safe and make sure everything works well. Rahima, finally you, what was something new that you learned about local government or community work?
Something new that I learned was probably seeing how much work one department could do and how much paper we use.
Babs does tend to use a lot. All of us tend to use a lot of paper. What skills did you develop that will help you in the future, Allison?
Some skills I learned were like, I learned how to use Microsoft, so the Office, so that I can because most businesses do use that, so I'll have that as a skill now. Also, like not public speaking, but like speaking with other people on the phone and kind of stuff like that, like the small things that go into working into an office or pretty much any job.
Absolutely. Taylor?
For me, I would also say Microsoft, just because we use it a lot, especially with like the city clerk and everything, because they have a whole spreadsheet for archives inventory. I would also say planning, because with the mayor's office and also city administration, we do a lot of planning for events. For example, Safe Summer Nights, we do a lot of planning for that. Like I had to make phone calls to order Chick-fil-A for the food. I had to make phone calls on booking certain events. So also planning would also be a very good skill in the future for me.
Absolutely. And can you also just describe what Safe Summer Nights is for those who do not know?
Oh yes, Safe Summer Nights is a program for teenagers, 13 to 18, I believe, where you can just come in for free, have a good time. There's different events each time. There's always a game room there. You can always just chill with your friends, bring friends. It's a very fun night from 6 to 9 p.m. to just have fun and just not worry about other things. Just have a nice time.
It's definitely an awesome program. All right, Gabriella, what skills did you develop that would help you in the future?
I came in previously knowing how to run Microsoft, so I would say more urban planning and things like that, because every single day I'm just surrounded by something new that impacts the master plan for the city. So urban planning is a skill I can take away.
Absolutely. And again, like you said, you were going into that kind of a job in your future. So that will definitely help you out in your field. All right, Justin.
Yeah, I came to this job somewhat knowing how to do photography, but I also learned how to do interviews, videos, editing somewhat, how to write articles properly, and also public speaking. I know I sound like energetic when I'm speaking right now, but I really do hate public speaking. This job helped me kind of get over that.
That is awesome.
I'm proud
And
of that.
again, you certainly don't sound like you hate public speaking right now.
No, I don't.
Arthur, what skills did you develop that would help you in the future?
Skills I developed that will help me in the future is teamwork, because obviously in public works there's big projects where you got to put hands on and you got to work as a team, because now one person can't do it. You can't do it all by yourself. Mm-hmm. And patience, because also these big projects take time, so you have to have the patience and wait it out. So those are two things that I've learned.
Absolutely.
Help me into the future.
Honestly, those are all great skills to have. Jeremiah?
Some skills that I've gained from this job are teamwork, communication, and I just forgot it, but it's what he just said. Patience, because usually when we're like updating computers and stuff, it takes a couple minutes to hours. What my coworkers said sometimes, to like just be staring at a screen, pressing buttons and sitting down. So it takes a lot of patience, and you can't like rush it because you can like mess up. And yeah.
Absolutely. All great skills to have, especially when people are just kind of on you like, come on, when's it going to be fixed? When's it going to be fixed? All right, Prince, what skills did you develop that would help you in the future?
I would say photography and talking. Like, when I'm usually at home or like I'm out with friends, I never stop talking. I'm gonna be honest. But like when I meet new people, I don't usually talk. But also photography, because I wasn't really good at taking pictures before I came to this department. But I got better at it now, and my sister always asks me to take her pictures, but I'm never good at it. So, but maybe she'll be happy now.
Hey, we'll see what happens. Again, this whole internship experience is a place for everyone to hone different skills of different varieties. Daniela, were there any skills that you honed?
Yes, I learned how to use the Microsoft apps because most of the time in school they use Google, so I wasn't really sure how Microsoft works, but I kind of got a hang of it. And I think some other skill that I learned was public speaking and to be more social, because I'm more to myself, and public speaking I have never really spoke like this, especially because it's local government works and I get a bit nervous when talking.
Honestly, the fact that you are here right now talking about your job, and you're doing an amazing job at it, I say that you've improved a lot. And Rahima?
A skill that I've learned is probably opening up out of my shell, because like when I'm around people I don't know, like I'm very closed off and reserved. But doing the summer job like made me feel like, hey, you need to open up a little bit more so people can get to know you and so you can ask questions when you need help.
Absolutely. And now it's time. Let's have a little bit of fun with this next question. Do you guys have a favorite moment or experience from the internship? Allison?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite experience or moment, because it's kind of been the same thing every day. So, I mean, I guess my favorite moment could be calling all the residents, because I got to know a few more of the residents, and know some more of the city. So I guess that would be my favorite.
That's honestly a good one. That's a good one to pick. Taylor?
For me, I'd say my favorite experience was definitely ordering the Chick-fil-A for Safe Summer Nights. It was just kind of like a funny experience, mostly because I had to go up to BAPS, ask for the company card to be able to purchase everything. And then I was just seeing how much money it was, and I was just like, wow, I can never make a purchase like that with my own money. But that's definitely one of my favorite experiences.
Honestly, the way you talk so fondly about Safe Summer Nights is really nice. All right, Gabriella?
I think my favorite moments is getting to talk to my coworkers. They have such a nice balance of work and personal life. It's not just work, work, work every time. So I get to actually talk to them and engage in them, get to know what kind of music they like. It's a very open space.
That's really nice. Justin?
No, this is gonna sound crazy, but I had the exact same answer as her. I remember when my first day came in, and he's not here, but Josu asked me who will win, Naruto or Luffy. That's when I know. Oh yeah, they're cool. They can hang. Hey, I like when like I said, it's not all about work. We can talk about video games, movies, TV shows, all that. I love talking about my interests with different people, and it just makes you feel good inside,
Absolutely. Arthur?
My favorite experience at work was actually last Friday, where water filled up a stoplight control box, and we had to go drain it, right? And it was good because it was a good mix of work and fun. We cracked jokes, but because it was a pretty, well, I wouldn't say hard, but difficult job because a lot of water. It just rained, there was a lot of water. And we were cracking jokes and doing the work at the same time, so it was a very fun experience.
Honestly, the people at DPW do love their jokes, and I always love going down and interacting with them. Jeremiah?
I'll say my favorite part of my job is going to the other departments to work on problems with the computers. They're usually problems with printers, but yeah, that's my favorite part, to go to the other departments.
Just seeing what each of them has to say and how much each of them rely on the different technologies that IT helps out with.
Yeah.
That is definitely nice. Prince, favorite moment?
As Justin Gabriella said, it would probably be talking about my interests because the department's really nice, and yeah, they just all have the same interests as me.
All have the same interests as you. Sweet. All right, I see the connection between the two of you guys, but also it has been great to see the two of them working together with a lot of the stuff that's been going on in our department. All right, Daniela?
I would also say somewhat what they said was talking with my coworkers because they're very funny. I like them, and a specific experience that's my favorite was when I was with my coworker Tiamani, and we had inspections to do that day. But before going to the inspections, we went to get Starbucks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Starbucks. Well, some people do, some people don't. And Rahima?
I'll probably say my favorite moment was after I came back from the meeting where we all had a group meeting last week. I had a donut and a fruit on my plate, and then I walk into Babs and Miss Leslie was like, that's not gonna feed all of us. And I turned around, I'm like, do you want some? There's more back there. She was like, no, I'm just kidding. So that was probably my favorite moment.
So the big takeaway from everyone here is there are a lot of the departments that love to joke around, have fun, and we do have that kind of environment here in the city of Laurel. All right, so for anyone who is applying for the Mayor's Summer Job Program, what would be your advice to them?
Well, it's not really advice. It's kind of not a warning, but insight onto what it's like. So for me, both times I didn't select the department that I'm in now. So it's kind of just be open to any of the departments because I really liked every department that I've been in. So kind of just be open-minded to which department you get.
That is definitely good to hear from someone who has done it twice. Taylor, what do you have to say?
I would say my advice is to kind of what Allison said, be open-minded, but also make sure you're efficient with your day because there will be some days that you have mountains of work and then there's some days where you can get this work done quickly. But I would say be time efficient because you have from 9 to 12, or if the hours change, you still have time. So make sure you're just mindful of your time and work on time management.
All right, definitely good pieces of advice. Gabriella?
I would say to Make sure that you engage with your coworkers because those are the people who you're going to be working with for a whole month, and you don't want to be lonely in the office. So make sure that you go out of your way. One simple good morning can go a long way. And also to be very efficient with your work, like Taylor said, but also take your time because a lot of the times they don't have that much work for you to do. So you can take your time, get it right, and do it well.
Amazing bits of advice from everyone so far. Justin, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, obviously, since I'm not here, I wasn't in the mayor's summer job program. I don't really have any actual advice. But if you want a good job experience and you want to know how government works or how to I don't know what to say, how to work with your finance, like work with money, please come here, like apply for a job here. I promise it will help in the long run.
Absolutely. All right. Arthur?
I would say, if I had to give advice, is that take your time, but have a sense of urgency. Because inside of DPW, you really got to take your time, make sure you do stuff right, but you also got to get it done on time. So that would be my advice to anybody who wants to be in the DPW section.
That is definitely good. And also, that is good advice for anyone. All right.
My piece of advice would be to not be nervous. I always thought I could never do IT. It was just such a information technology. It feels like it's harder than it is. Before I was actually in the department, I thought it was going to be you're going to be going into computers, one mess up will just thousands of dollars of work, and don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. That is definitely great advice for everyone who starts a job anywhere, actually. Prince?
I would just say have fun, because you're going to be working there for a month, and a month is a long time to me. So I just try my best to have fun with anything I do in life. So I just tell everyone to have fun.
Absolutely. A month is definitely a long time when you think about it on a calendar or somewhere. And then as of recording this right now, this is your guys' last week. So I'm thinking, where did the time go? And you guys are probably thinking, oh, yes. I mean, I might be speaking for you guys, and I might be wrong in my assumptions. Daniela?
I would say to always engage in learning new things and being open-minded, like they said. And another thing is to be mindful what you do with the money you get from the paychecks and to not spend out something. Maybe just save it for the future, for something that you really need.
Speaking of money stuff and saving some of that money for the future, going to Rahima, who once again worked in the department that is anything and everything money, BAPS.
I would say advice I would give to somebody is be open to professional criticism, or however you pronounce it, my bad, and just be able to grow and build on what you're learning, because a lot of that stuff that you build on can take you into a lot in your future. And so just be open to anything and everything.
Be open to anything and everything is the general consensus of advice that I have heard. Finally, this is our last question. If you can summarize your intern experience in one word, what would it be? I realize that's going to be a little difficult, but Allison?
I guess I would say unique.
Unique. All right. Taylor?
I would say productive.
Productive. Okay. Gabriella?
I already said this, but I'm just gonna reuse it. I would just say spiderweb.
Spiderweb. All right. Justin?
Spectacular.
Again, going in the two of us love Spider-Man. I don't know how many people here like Spider-Man, but going with the Spider-Man.
No, just in general, I had a spectacular time here.
Nice. Arthur?
I would say work, because at the end of the day, it is just work.
Jeremiah?
I would say indubular.
All right. That's a good vocab word. Prince?
Fun.
Fun. Fun's a good one. Daniela?
I would say educational.
Educational. And finally, Rahima, you have the last word.
I would say growth.
Growth. All right. The 9 interns from the Mayor's Summer Job Program, thank you all once again for coming, and also thank you just being here in general and talking about your experience. And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Community Conversations. For more information about the Mayor's Summer Job Program, visit cityoflaurel.org and search Mayor Summer Job. I'm Shar Friedberg, and I'll see you next time.